Look, it's so tiny. So what's taking you so long? What do you call this time here?
It's the same.
Oh, Jaisa. What do you call this time? African time or English time? No. We work with English time, bro.
Okay. I'm really sorry.
Small fish.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can get here, isn't it?
Small pangasius.
It's absolutely amazing what you can get here because, I mean, time back, right, when you were here, when you were in England, you said it was almost impossible to get African food. So you always get some member of the family from somewhere sending you something and have to smuggle it in.
You don't have to say that, but we still do.
Yeah, you have to go through immigration. Now you get your ships and you're jumping up and down.
Why don't you go over and talk to her?
There you go.
I walked over
I think we have to
you could not smell it.
the farm market and it works. Actually, some zeros. Oh, I think I need a couple of these.
Right, so you need some yams to do that. I need some yams as well. So I'll go for this lovely puna yam. Now, this puna yam is so famous.
Hey, Puna.
It is proper puna. I remember when I worked at the Hilton, we won't use any yams, it's got to be puna yam from Ghana. If only Ghanaians knew.
When I was in national service, I used to go up north in Ghana. I used to work on the education thing. And when I was coming back, I had to bring puna. I was compulsory. It was puna and a ponche. The track used to smell like it. But the food was always going to be good. Yeah.
Okay, this, the aroma of a ponche. Push that for me, please.
Yeah. This one coming £3.7 darling.
Oh, £3.7.
7 pence.
So I'll give you 250.
Please. Give me 280 please.
280. No. I don't like odd numbers.
Okay, the great thing about England is a time back you'd have to travel, go back or send somebody from what you call back home to bring you some fabric. But right now everywhere you go you can see some kind of style fabric. They're the traditional ones which are named, I suppose. I mean, I can see fabrics that my grandma used to wear. I think my grandma used to wear something like this. My grandma had that. And what else? You see anything that you're more?
Nkrumah
Pencil. But it's a new variety. It's a new variant, isn't it? It's very style. Yeah, that is the original. My dad had a shirt in that. And it's quite exciting.
I just love the name.
What does it mean?
That's pig's jaw.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't know the name of it. I didn't know the name of it, but the moment you said it, I remember the structure of it. It's amazing. It's so cool.
Of course, the face looks like pieces of bone shapes from a pig's jaw. That's why it's called that.
Yo, best market shop ever. If you come here, you always gotta get a good deal, right? Today I'm looking for some. Those oranges are nice.
I tell you what, sir, you try before you buy.
Oh, you are a gentleman. You are truly a gentleman. Whoever said is it chivalry is dead? I mean, there are real decent gentlemen all around this country. I tell you. Hello, Mom. You alright? You look fabulous this morning.
Tomatoes are so fresh. And use some tomatoes as well for what I'm going to be preparing.
People say size does matter, right? But at times size doesn't matter. I mean, I'm African, you know what I mean? But, but look at that. Naturally, right? That pepper looks nice and big and could do everything. But this one can put a rocket up you. So even though it's smaller, it's more capable. And they,
that is
the Scotch bonnets, well, the things you can do with
that.
Yeah. But what's exciting about this is, right, how much food is wasted by lack of knowledge. I mean, we're talking about some of the famine. I mean, there were times when there was famine in countries, and there are things growing by that people don't know is actually food.
Until they started getting really hungry.
The last time we were driving around and we saw a group of people by the roadside picking up some, just here in Milton Keynes, there were people by the roadside ripping up what I thought was weeds.
Okay.
So we stopped and asked what it was. And
nettle.
they go, yeah, it's nettle. We're
nettle.
going to make nettle soup with it. And I thought, well, if you're gonna make nettle soup, why are you getting a nettle by the roadside? Because
But you know what? Nettle grows by the roadside in Ghana as well. And the only time I've seen nettle being used is for when new mothers. You know, the first few days when the baby is born and the mother wants more breast milk. Apparently nettle, some people use it to make the pound soup, and nettle helps
enhances the flow of milk.
Yes.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So
Food
that's
is
the only
medicine,
time.
medicine is food. And I think if you look deep enough, you probably find the cure for everything in food.
Yeah.
But don't tell lots of the pharmaceutical companies they won't like what they say.
No, that's what they don't tell us. And, I mean, nettle soup, people crave about it here. But can you imagine me preparing nettle soup in Ghana? Oh, God.
Nothing you pour are desperate.
Exactly.
I remember talking to a Ghanaian friend of mine. I think we were talking about stuff, and somebody walked in and goes, "Do you have vegetarians in Ghana?" And he says, "Yes, we call them poor people." That's it. I love onions, right? There's so many legends about onions. Somebody told me once, I don't know the truth about it, but they say that if you put onions in a room, and if you slice a piece of onion in the room and you leave it for a while, it actually attracts bacteria and stuff like that. And it will stop you from getting a cold or getting the flu. I mean, I've not tried that. I've been working on the concept, do I want to smell like onion or do I want to have the flu occasionally? But I think what I find that interesting is that it means when you leave a piece of sliced onion lying around, if it actually attracts dirt and bacteria, then maybe you shouldn't cook with it. So if you're going to leave onion around, wrap it in cling film and put it in the fridge. Don't leave a half-cut onion lying around. It's going to be to your disadvantage. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be making some salsa. But it's going to be the kind of what we're making pepper in Ghana, you know, like we have with everything else. But I'm going to make it with a twist because what I'm going to introduce in the salsa is a bit of pineapple. It's going to have onion, chili, tomato. I got these vine tomatoes. I like it because when you buy it, it's got the vines on. And it reminds you of like tomatoes you actually got from your garden. I mean, if you're a good guy like my father-in-law, you make your own. You grow your own tomatoes, and my mom grows her own tomatoes too. I don't have the time to grow my own tomatoes. I just get on with it. But I like vine tomatoes. So yeah, you slice them up nice and pretty. You probably don't, but I do. And then you throw it in the blender. You do a rough blend. But to make it more interesting, you add just a bit of pineapple. Pineapple has a sweetness. Great pineapple grows in Ghana. I'm using a can. Yes, I'm cheating. Sue me. Why not use a can? It's accessible, it's here, and I don't have to go through the process of what do you call it? Peeling and chopping a pineapple. Only do things I need to do. One of the things about this project is that time is of an essence. So here the tomatoes go in. Yeah, a few tomatoes. I chopped 2 big chunky tomatoes. That's you can do whichever way you want it. And the onions go in. And then you put in a slice of pineapple, a slice of two of pineapple that goes in there. And then you look for your favorite stock cube. So the stock cube is crumbled, it goes in. Feel it. And give it 3 or 4 short bursts. When it's done, you have your salsa. It's ready. Stock cube goes in. And just a tiny little bit of salt. I think I would usually recommend you putting the salt to taste afterwards. It goes into your blender. I've had this blender for about 15 years from my restaurant. Pulse it a bit, done. That's your salsa. You can choose to have your salsa smoother if you want to, but I don't like the smoothing. I like my food rough. I like something you can bite into if you get what I mean. Okay, get in here, get in here, get in here, get in here. Stand, one more burst. What I do at times is that when I'm cooking a tomato sauce or when I'm cooking a bolognese sauce, I reduce it. Instead of using water, I use pineapple juice. So I'm going to steal the pineapple juice I got from the can of the pineapple, and next time I'm cooking some bolognese sauce, I will use it. Most people do. How do you save it for a long time? You put it in the fridge, of course it's going to go bad. The clever thing to do is to pour it into a polythene bag, tie the polythene bag in the knot, and throw it into the freezer. When you need it, you can always take that polythene bag out, run it under warm water a bit, take it out to your cube and cook with it. It saves you time, it saves you hassle, and it makes your sauces sweeter. When I was a catering chef at Milton Keynes College, I used to teach it, and it was quite interesting. Some of the kids wanted to say, can you bring something in to school that you'd have in Africa? And I said, well, we'll have yam. So they said, go bring some yam. So I went to school one day with the yam, went to the college with some yam, and one of the students looked at me and go, sir, you mean you eat trees? I said, no, that's not a tree. That is just a tuber of yam. And they asked, what is yam like? I said, you know, the way you see potatoes, that's how we see yams in Ghana. So this half of the yam I bought from that guy on the market. I'm going to chop it up and put it in the, and steam it for, okay, yam is very easy to deal with. Get a good knife and slice it down the sides. There's no art to it. It's as simple as that. Probably the same way you peel a pineapple, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to play with yam on 2 levels. Usually, if you were using yam for making yam as a veg, you know, like we usually do, you probably cut it in thin slices. But what I like to do for presentation, for preaching, is because I think food has to look beautiful, is I like to cut it in these kind of flat shapes, because I'm going to fry it too. And I want the service area easily covered. So there is some yam. Later on, I'm going to put some thyme. You see the thyme in the cell. I'm going to put some thyme at the bottom of the steamer, and then I'm going to steam it. And when it's steamed, I'm going to take it out, give it an opportunity to cool down a bit. Then I'm going to deep fry it. Make salsa, like you saw me make earlier, and boom. So that's the yam. I'll take the yam. We'll wash the yam on the strainer to the sink. Run water over it, nice and clean. That's what I do with the yams, right? I mean, everybody has fried yams in Ghana. It's very easy, very accessible food. But I do it with a bit of a twist, because I steam cook the yams first before I fry it. When I do that, I get a kind of fluffier, tastier yam. So, like you saw earlier, I slice the yam. We go on the market from that guy who's always trying to get more money out of me than he should. So we're gonna do a twist on the traditional Ghanaian fried yam and fried fish. So I'll season it a bit. As you saw earlier, I put a little bit of thyme at the bottom to infuse a kind of flavor into the yam, because the yam we're using is puna yam and it's a sweet yam. So I have this concept of a cheat concept where whatever you have in the main, whatever you have in the sauce should have a bit of a following in the food itself. So there's going to be thyme in the sauce. So I put a bit of thyme in the yam. When it's tasted, you'll get the feedback from everybody eating it, yeah. What I'm doing is the yams are steaming, so they're doing their job. I'm going to be looking at the fish pretty soon. Now, don't ever stick your finger in this. It's stupid, it's dangerous, and you may have your fingers chopped off. They have built-in safety mechanisms, that's nice and true. But safety mechanisms are as good as they are when they're effective. I'm going to taste this, and I'll tell you how gorgeous it is. Perfect, I think. You're going to take it one step further and fry it. Okay, I'll turn everything off and then gently lever out the puna yam, as the guy on the market calls it, Ghana yam. Why do I do this? Because sometimes people cook yam and it gets all waterlogged and horrendous, and I'm thinking, why do you waste such good food in such a bad way? We're going to work with it. Okay, here's some fish I prepped earlier. You've got 2 types of fish. I've got sea bass and I've got sea bream. And the red sea bream is absolutely delicious, and the sea bass is absolutely delicious. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to fry the sea bass, but I'm going to also continue the trend of using pineapple. So I'm going to infuse the sea bream with pineapple, ginger, and garlic. And I'm going to cook the whole thing in the microwave. You have to find ways of cooking things fast and making it work. You like the way it comes out.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Rain? Good. Your kitchen is waiting for you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah.
Wow, we all set up.
Mm-hmm.
That is lush. Today we are going to prepare yams and butternut squash curry. It's a one-pot dish. Nice and easy. We've got here, to make the dish, some stewing beef, nicely diced red onions. We've got some nicely chopped tomatoes. Of course, it's curry, so some ginger in there. I've got some carrots here and some nicely diced, also butternut squash, and just a hint of curry powder, and of course not forgetting the yams. As you can tell, these are all prepared of this piece of lovely puna yam, the king or queen of yams, and butternut squash. I intentionally left this bit because it just looks like it's ready to be scooped out for a calabash bowl. But no, I'm actually going to use the inside to prepare this dish. We've got our red onions and our chilies there. To prepare this dish, I will very quickly grate just a little bit of ginger. Let me get the right section. That's it. Right, what I did with this ginger, I popped it in the freezer, and of course, to use it, I just pull it out and just grate a little bit of what I need. The remaining goes there, or I throw it back in the freezer for the next time. I've got my pan nicely heating up over there. All I need to start this delicious meal is just a drop of oil. And to start off, I will marinate my frying steak, or any nice pieces of beef will be just super. I'll marinate it in some stock cube. As you can tell, I'm not actually making this stock. I've just put a little, one stock cube actually, and of course it's got to be Maggi cube. That's what I was brought up on. Not OXO. I love OXO. I love Knorr, but I just love Maggi cube. It gives me my African flavors. Right. So a little marinade in there. What you can do, you can marinate it the day before, a few hours before, and of course you want the flavors, the beefy flavors to infuse and marinate in with the Maggi cube. Very quickly, you just seal it off in the oil. So I'm going to seal off my steak. As you can tell, this pan is really hot. I do like it slightly hot. It's not smoking, just a little hot, just to seal off the beef very, very quickly. Leave it to seal off and very gently keep stirring. What you don't want it to do is stick to the pan or burn. Oh, no, we don't say burn, glaze. In my professional kitchen, I don't do burn, I do glaze. Just a little browning, but of course without the bitter flavor. Nicely prepared for me.
Perfect. I like the way you do your stuff because you go for this kind of elegant, beautiful stuff like that, but I like my food rough. Yeah, I want my food to be fighting with you.
As everybody calls it, diners, drivers, and something. Just bold and rough.
Yeah, I like my food chunky. So,
right. And
that's right. What would you like next?
Just seal the onions off. What I'm going to do is turn this up a little bit, just a touch. When it's slightly sweated off, and of course all the beef are sealed, when it seals, it makes the beef very juicy. The meat gets really, really juicy. And of course these are boned out beef, meaning there isn't bones in it, or I took them off the bones which I know within our community, if I say our community, the Ghanaian community, we like cooking with the bones. Yes, of course, that's lovely and juicy too, because I know there's nothing better than actually eating the meat of the bone.
Deep into the
But
marrow and things like that.
please, my guest means so much to me. Some do like it on the bone, some want it off the bone. And to be honest with you, when I'm dressed like so, I would like it off the bone. So that pan is browning nicely. I do like all these brown flavors in because that shows that that beef is nicely sealed. And of course the sweetness of the onions and tomatoes will help it brown as well. Browning or glazing just a little bit, but not burning. If it burns, you get the bitter flavors, and we do not want that. That will just ruin these delicious flavors. So remain enough tomatoes in there. Let it cook nice and gently. And my heat is just fine.
Okay.
Butternut squash takes some time to cook. In fact, it could take much longer to cook than the yam. So I will, once I've got these flavors going, I'll pop in my diced butternut squash, which will very nice and gently start cooking off. Just for a few minutes, let the heat get to it before we put in. Now we've got most of the ingredients in, we'll put in the curry, just a hint of curry flavor. Yes, please. Once the carrots and the butternut squash start breaking down, it will make the sauce slightly sweet. And of course, all the not sweet as in high sweet tasting flavors, but very subtle savory sweet. Just like the sweetness you get from yams, really. So all these are infusing nicely. I will include the yam as well, please, which what I will do is dice it very, very fine. Well, not too fine, in nice dice, because when it cooks, I want the sides to actually hold. I don't want it to go too mushy. Not forgetting the tomato will, the tomatoes will slightly go mushy. The carrots will also go mushy. So really, I don't want all the ingredients and the flavors to be mushy. I want a bit of bite to it. I want some firmness to it. Like a lovely young man, you know, they have to be robust, very masculine, but there have to be some softness to them. Not too robust. They need to bend a little bit. So lovely, lovely flavor. I've got my diced yams here, and that should cook quicker in the sauce. The reason why I've put boiled water in, I want the sauce to carry on cooking. I don't necessarily want cold water in there, just a little drop. Cold water will stop the temperature, it will make the temperature drop, and by the time everything cooks, it's gone too mushy for my liking. Like I said, I need to keep a little bit of bite, a little bit of firmness. Cook it for roughly 20 minutes to half an hour, then it should be ready. As you notice, I haven't included any salt because the stock is salty enough. And of course, because I use the stock cube to marinate it, that's why I put in water, because that will just complete the whole stock process. So I haven't included salt, and I haven't used stock, as in liquid stock cube. I use stock cube and add some water to it to give us a full stock in the sauce.
Earlier in the day, I marinated some sea bream, red sea bream, and a bit
Sea bream. So which of the fish is sea bream?
the red one.
Is it what we call the red headless?
Yeah.
Headless, okay.
Yeah, headless.
Right. Headless fish.
Yeah, so I marinated in sea bream. In ginger and garlic, and I added a bit of. You have to steal from cultures, right? So I added a bit of Thai fish sauce,
Okay.
so it gives it a really pungent fish flavor. And then what I'm going to do with this is add some ginger and garlic again, because it's okay. Yeah, you can chop your ginger, you can chop your garlic. Time is an issue. We live in a very busy life, and I like to encourage people to take up more cooking to help. The guys, you gotta help cook in the house so your girls can feel great about that
the
too.
guy that cook, you get in my hat, you know.
So we marinate it really nicely, nice pretty. We rub it all nice and over, yeah. And then we add coconut cream.
Coconut cream.
Yeah.
Wow, not very often we use coconut cream, but it's so nutritious.
It is so nutritious and it's so rich.
Exactly.
And it's all around the place and it's not expensive. So first I added some pineapple juice, yeah?
Right.
And then I pour some coconut milk into
So
it.
is it gonna give us a sour taste, sweet taste?
It's a sweet,
Is it
but
subtle
subtle taste.
sweet?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even taste the sweetness at all.
No.
Right.
So that goes in there.
That looks good already.
Oh, it's pretty. I mean, one of my friends said, yeah, if I could marry your fish, I'd marry your fish. I said, that's disgusting, boy. But
Marinate the fish, more like
don't
it.
marry the fish, exactly.
Marinate it.
Hold on, girl. Now, one of my favorite spices in the whole world is cardamom.
Cardamom seeds.
I love them. I love them. There's a black and there's a green one. I like the green.
Okay.
I put it in everything.
Yeah.
I always
Whole.
I put it
Because
in
it's
whole.
very strong, isn't
It's
it?
pungent.
Cardamom, it is.
Yeah.
It gives you that subtle Asian flavors.
You know what?
Of course, with coconut.
Can't wait,
That
baby.
will,
Can't wait.
yes,
It's so
yes.
great.
I've often wondered what that flavor is. I've tasted your food a few times and often wondered, what is the secret in it? Now I know.
So it's in there: ginger, garlic, cardamom, pineapple, coconut. Now I think the greatest invention for fish is the microwave. You can cook fish in the microwave
And still
4
come
minutes.
out right?
Oh, it's perfect.
Really?
It's absolutely perfect.
Okay.
It's
Now, can I just ask,
There you go.
why headless? Because, Ghanaians, we just love
We
our
like our fish head. We want to
head.
chop our fish head. It's
We
not-
just love it.
I know.
Take it off.
I don't know, maybe whoever the fisherman is also keeps a fish head
Okay.
and sells it because in some of the Far Eastern countries they have fish head curry and it's a delicacy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just like how I've seen some Ghanaian guys talking to the nooks and crooks of tilapia
Oh,
head.
my goodness,
Apparently
yeah.
all the goodness is in the tilapia
I think that's
head.
where you learn to kiss somebody.
But, I
They
see. That's called practice. And I also noticed that, to serve fish for the guest, it's always good to take the head off.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to see is your fish staring at you. I mean, come on, the poor fish staring with the eyeballs in. So I think it's always good. The guests are, they have to be the queens and the kings that come into your kitchen and in your dining room. So please take the head off.
Now what I do is I foil wrap it and I leave it.
Okay.
When my guests are here ready to eat, I put them in the microwave. In 5 minutes, it's nice and pretty, and then I flake it out.
Okay.
And you can get.
Could you just use the top? Sorry, I'm
Go on,
talking
baby.
Could you just use the top's cover for it instead of the
No,
film?
I prefer the.
Oh,
I
really?
prefer the cling
With
film
cling film,
because the
yes,
cling film gets pulled into it, and it kind of
it
how would you
pulls
call
the
it?
flavors.
Vacuum packs it as
I
you cook
see.
it. So people
I
go,
see.
some people go, why don't you use the top cover? So the cover exists, but the cling film creates a vacuum pack, which
Okay.
makes in the process of
How you
cooking.
get it? In the microwave.
In the microwave.
Oh,
So in the
right.
process of cooking, the sauces and juices infuse into
Right.
the.
It's the same process that I think cook in the bag, boil in the bag, or sous vide.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
the professionals call it, sous vide is the same
Same
thing.
process.
Oh, I see. So it pulls in all the flavors
Flavors.
and it locks all
It
the
locks it,
nutrients
yeah, it
in.
locks everything in.
That's clever.
So when you do
That's
the other way,
very
it just
clever.
escapes. Now some people like to see their fish brown. So at times when I do that and I take it out of the microwave, I have a very hot grill and I put it on the hot grill for about 2 minutes,
Okay,
and it
just
gives
to
it a
finish
crispy thing. But I don't personally care one way or another. I think the flavor-wise is perfect. But hey, the customer is paying for
The
it.
customer is paying for
make
it.
them happy.
You just do it as they want it.
Okay, this is the fish I marinated earlier. It's kind of ready, so I'm gonna stick it in the fryer. I don't do deep frying. I don't like it. I like to fry from a wok or fry from a frying pan. So the fish is here. It's been sliced and pre-marinated, and I'm gonna cut it out. I kind of join it together so it's still all pretty fishy. So you can kind of stick it all together and you still have your fish looking thing. But that is not to the advantage of what I'm doing here today. So I'm gonna slice them and put it into go. This in reality is not a starter. It could be a main meal if you chose it to. So that's the pretty fish. This little sea bass went to market. Now it's noticed. I've fried the fish for a short while, for about a couple of minutes. Then I take it out and I put it on the plate and put the plate under the grill so it gently keeps warm. While that is happening, I get into the yam and fry the yam. I like to fry the yam in the same way that I fry the fish because it gives it the fish flavor, which I like so much. So here, grill on, ready to receive the fish in a few minutes. Okay, the fish is fried and it's doing quite a good job of itself. It doesn't need my help really. Once it gets into the hot oil, it's nice and happy and perfect. So I let the fish fry for a bit and then I take it out and I tray it and put it in the oven under the grill so it can have a kind of lovely brownness. So there we go. And that's my first fish. My other fish I'm going to pop into the microwave in the next few minutes so that it can also take its time. Now that's the job. And I get it in. And then the next we have the yams ready to fry. They've been steam cooked and so they are cooked already really. That goes into fry to give it the fried yam flavor, the roadside food that you get in Ghana. So you fry it so it's kind of golden brown and it's ready to eat. Okay, don't ever overstuff your wok because you don't get the best brine out of it. So we have enough in there and that should do it for now. I'll clean up a bit while that's going on. As you see, I'm marinating some fish and pineapple and coconut and spices earlier on. So I'm going to put it in the microwave. I'm going to give it about 4.5 to 5 minutes. And it will be perfect. So, go. So that's doing its thing. While this is doing its thing, and Dorothy.
Hello, yeah.
You want to have a kind of look at your?
Yes, please.
Yeah, looks like it's
yes. Just the flavors. It's just amazing. I could just. No, I could die for this. I can't wait to serve our guests.
There's some people at the door.
Oh, let them in. Hey! How was it? How was it?
It was good. It was great.
What's your name? Mo.
My brother. I love him, Mama. How are you?
Cool, girl.
Oh, baby.
You know you're going to have to sing for your supper tonight. Yeah?
Thank you for inviting us. I'm happy to sing for myself.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. I'm not cooking alone, actually. There's another chef with me, so you're going to get 2 chefs for your supper. Mr. McDaniel, the great almighty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever edition of Sing for Your Supper. And we have 2 absolutely fabulous artists. So everybody put your hands together for Mr. Steve McDaniel and the amazing Michelle Welborn.
I dreamed we were flying blue skies together. I dreamed we sailed oceans in all kinds of weather. I dreamed you were mine, and it couldn't be better than I walk in the cold light of day. I know the sun always shines on the cloud side is light, and the grass always grows even after a drought. And the birds and the bees do their thing every year, but there are 1 or 2 things not so clear. I know the truth when it's spoken and the truth when it's not, that the blue tap runs cold and the red tap is hot, that a door isn't always a door, it's a jar, and a walking stick all on its own can't go far. But if you tell me stories, I'll start to believe that you are my Adam and I am your Eve. Why not stop telling me all those sweet tales, that you really love me and you never leave? with all that you can. Oh, you are quite clever, but I am no fool. So why do you want to deceive me at all? Love has its moments, and love has its time. Love has its rhythm, and love has its rhyme. So let's not be lovers, but just remain friends. Then lies never have to be told. In the end,
Let's not be lovers.
let's not be lovers.
Let's just be friends.
Well, let's just be friends.
Let's not be
No,
lovers.
let's not be lovers.
Let's just be friends.
Oh, let's just be friends. No, let's not be lovers, but just remain friends.
Then lies never have to be told.
In the end.
Okay, when I took the fish out of the microwave, I stuck it out of the grill to give it a kind of brownie feel, so it feels nice and crispy. So it's ready to come out now. So it's surrounded by the coconut and pineapple sauces, and there it is.
Looks good.
So we got 2 fish. We got 2 flavors of salsa, the deeply spicy one and the gentle one. And we're gonna plate the fish.
One sec.
Beautiful. Can you kindly can you use that to lift and pour a bit of the juice on it? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, guys, we're bringing the to the table. So this is a bream and this bream, and what I did with it is I seasoned it with ginger and garlic, and then I infused it with pineapple and coconut and cardamom. So, and what I do is I think the microwave is the best way to cook fish. So I clean grabbed it with all the juices and stuck it in the microwave till it finished cooking, and I took it out and I stuck it under the grill. So like that's a pretty brownie. So yeah. Thank you.
I just love these yams because it's been steamed first, thinly cut, steamed and fried. But what I love about it is the herbs. It was steamed with herbs. We wouldn't normally cook it with herbs.
Nice.
But of course the herbs stops you from adding too much salt to it.
Right.
Because it gives that lovely, delicious flavour. A lot of people think yam is bland. You know, of course you've got to eat it with something like potatoes. They're a bit bland when you haven't got anything to eat it with. But in this case, it's steamed in this lovely thyme, and we've got this lovely fish here. Oh, delicious!
Yes. Can't wait.
I've
We
just
can't wait.
tasted the juices of this fish. It's cooked in coconut juice, pineapple juice, and infused with cardamom seeds. And the flavors is just out of this place.
Well, my tummy is growling. What else?
Oh, you got
And listen, what do you have to say? You cooked this by yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's a sea bass, and what this I sliced it, seasoned it, and fried it. I also included a bit of what do you call it, Thai fish sauce to get the taste. Now this is I mean we're playing on the concept of doing yam, so I thought I'd do a yam starter, and then you have a yam main course. So this is your yam starter. It's based on the fried yam you get on the street sides in Ghana, and so fried yams always come with pepper. So I'm gonna bring you a pepper. There are 2 varieties. There's the salsa you tasted earlier, when you came in, and then there is the variety which is got more of a kick in it because it's got half a Scotch bonnet in it. But I also added cucumber to bring it back. So I'm gonna bring you both. So when you come, I'll bring you some little place. When it comes, taste it, but be careful which is going to hurt you and which is not.
Be bold. Be bold.
Let's pass this in the other direction.
Okay, this is a hot one.
It's very hot.
Okay.
This is the one that's not so hot, is it?
I'm going to have a little bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
For those who want to hurt themselves and those who
Experimental. And he's not too far, but hey.
You want to take some fish? Right, okay.
Yeah, you know you said that the starter's got yam and the main course has got yam. Have we got yam dessert?
Oh, we'll work on that. Next time we'll probably make you a yam.
Are we going to be having yam juice?
No, you could.
It's a one-pot dish. What we did,
Whoa!
what I did, I
Main course.
sweated off some pieces diced beef, tender beef, just to seal the juices in. But before I did that, I marinated it in some Maggi cube, not Maggi stock, the stock cube. Marinated the beef in it, fried the beef off a little bit, added some onions, diced tomatoes, batten of squash, nicely diced. If I say nicely, not too small, because once they cook, they go really mushy. Almost the same size as the yams. Then finished it off with some carrots. But of course, not forgetting my curry flavors. Grated ginger, red onions, and just a hint of curry powder, just to bring all the flavors out. And it's a one-pot dish.
Sounds good.
It's not soup like you cook the nyama or the potompoto. It's like a heavy soup, not thin. No. And to finish it, just slices of chilies. I
I've just noticed. I haven't
put a lot in
on
it. It's very, very mild. I didn't put chilies in it at all. The chilies was just to finish. It's just little, as you can see, there's only just one slice there. So we'll start with, right, I'll give you this lid, please, because when it drops, I know it's going to break or against the floor.
It's a nice
And like I always say, my guest means a lot to me. So even the plate, I need to make sure it's just like I'll have it. Very tidy.
Please.
I'll take it.
Ladies first, please.
Let's carry it.
Thank you. Oh, Destiny.
I have to say that this is probably heaven, because we're eating the best food that I've had for a very long time. We're talking about food from all over the world, and we're going to play some music in there. My idea of heaven.
Next to heaven.
These last few years are quite a story, but after all what's done is done. Now you're on your way to glory. Life has just begun, so fly. My little angels fly. Time is right. Fly into the clear blue sky. Say goodbye. Well, it's time for you to go now, because I've done all I can do. And it's time for you to grow now. Your future's down to you, so fly. fly. Time is right. Fly into the clear blue sky. Fly so high. But I'll be here when you need me. I'm just a phone call away. And I'll be thinking of you, believe me, each and every day. So time is right. Fly to the clear blue sky. Say goodbye, say goodbye. Fly, the little angels fly. Time is right. Fly into the clear blue sky. Fly so high, fly so high.
I was running through time in the spring of my life when I first set eyes upon you.